Hey everyone, so before we start this video, I just want to give a quick shout out and a quick thank you to famous goal horns here on YouTube. Without him, this definitely wouldn't be possible, at least not as accurately as possible. He does by far the best work of any goal horn channel on YouTube, and I think some of the NHL teams have actually used some of his work in the bubble, if I'm not mistaken, which is pretty friggin' fantastic. So I'll definitely link his channel and his Twitter as well. Definitely worth a follow if you're a big goal horn fan like myself, and a lot of other hockey fans are as well. So I'm hoping this video does well, and yeah, stay tuned for the first part and second part as well. They'll be a little bit longer, so grab yourself a snack and enjoy. Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So today I wanted to do something that I've wanted to do for a very long time. And that's react to and rank the NHL goal horns. I love goal horns. I know there's some hockey fans out there who are kind of indifferent or don't like them. I know there's other sports fans who aren't really, too familiar with hockey that think that's kind of weird. I love them. I love pretty much almost everything about hockey, as you guys know. Whether it's the goal horns, the actual game itself, playing it, getting new equipment, jerseys. Obviously, I love my jerseys. Memorabilia, getting a nice new pair of skates or a new stick. Sitting in the room before the game, drinking fancy little beverage before the game, listening to music with the guys or girls. Hockey's just such an amazing thing, and the goal horns are something that's unique and special to hockey. And so today we'll be reacting and ranking them. I'm going to go through them all first, and then we'll rank them at the end. This will probably be a two-part video. I'll do the first 15, and then I'll do the last 15. So I think up to about Minnesota and Montreal in this video, and then finish off in the second one, and then in that one we'll rank them. So this particular video won't have the ranking itself. Look for that in the next video. Now, before we even get into this, I am fully aware that this video is probably going to get copyright claimed. I'm not even going to bother trying to put ads on this because, yeah, not worth it. And I'm not going to listen to the whole goal horn and song. I'll just kind of do a few seconds of it, maybe 10 to 30 seconds, depending if I really like it or not. But we'll pretty much get started off with the Ducks right now and go from there. Alright, so they've pretty much used that goal horn for a very long time. That big, thick, heavy foghorn sound. I can remember, them having it back in 2003 in the Stanley Cup Final when they had Paul Kariya. They've had that song that they've been playing for quite a while. They actually did a brass orchestra version for the playoffs a few years ago. That was fantastic, and I really like that. This song, I think they had this when they won the Cup in 2007. So it's kind of their song. I think Philly's used it at some point as well. But this one really reminds me of the Ducks, and it's decent. I would like to see a new song, I think, at some point. I really like the brass version, the orchestra version that they did from a few years ago. That was really good. As far as the goal horn goes, I like it. Song, not as much. But we'll move on to the Coyotes now. Alright, the Coyotes. So, unique goal horn, I like the goal horns that are pretty much all kind of unique to their own team. I know there's some that are relatively similar, Toronto, Boston, Tampa, they kind of all have that similar sound to them. Arizona's, it's completely unique. Perfect song choice, Howlin' For You, Black Keys. I think it's just spot on for the team. I love the Coyote howl in there. Can't go wrong with it. Really, really fantastic. They also do have the second one, which is for Saturdays when they wear the kachina. Werewolves of London. I think they actually used that as their goal song back in the 90s, if I'm not mistaken. More recently, though, they've been using that as their win song after they win a game at home. So it kind of comes back here on Saturdays whenever they wear the kachina at home, which is pretty cool. Alright, so moving on, Boston Bruins. Now, I am not a Bruins fan. I never have been. I don't envision myself becoming one anytime soon. They do have my favorite goalie in Halak. I like Pasternak, but their goal horn is phenomenal. I love that song, just how loud and brash and in your face it is. It's unreal. I really, really like it. Again, with that song, they've used it for a long time. A lot of teams have used that song, the Zombie Nation song. I'd be willing to guess at one point more than 50% of the league has used that at some point as a goal song. It's kind of become a little bit more synonymous with Boston, but I remember Toronto using it, Florida's used it, Atlanta used it. Who else? I think New Jersey's used it, the Ducks have used it. I don't think Philly has. I think Washington has. A lot of teams have, and I really like it, and I hope Boston doesn't change it. They don't need to. Alright, so here we go. Buffalo. Alright, so with Buffalo. Now, Buffalo and Chicago, if I'm not mistaken, were some of the first teams to have goal horns. I'm not too familiar with my goal horn history, which it might be surprising to some people, but if you go back and watch early highlights from the 90s, Buffalo and Chicago, their goal horn is pretty much the same. Obviously, slight differentiations in like pitches and tones, I guess, from a musical standpoint, if that's even a thing. I could be just making up words at this point, but they've had them for a long time. I love the actual horn part. I think it's one of the best, one of the most unique. It's intimidating, it's loud, it works great in the building. I don't like the song. I think the song is horrible. Now, I know a lot of these teams, the players have actually picked the songs. I believe Buffalo is one of the teams that the players chose the song. I don't like the song. I think it does not fit. I don't think it's a good goal song. It doesn't really get the crowd pumped up. In my opinion, I could be wrong. In the actual arena itself, might be a little bit different story, but for me, horn is a major pass song. It's a fail. So, moving on to the Calgary Flames. Alright, Calgary, let's listen. going to try to spoil too much here for you guys, but this one potentially is my favorite. Now, living in Calgary and going to the Dome, hearing this in the building, it's unreal. I absolutely love the horn. Right at the beginning, there's like I'll play it again, but as soon as it starts, like there's this little tiny note. Again, I'm not very musically inclined, so it might be the wrong word, but there's just this tiny little spike right at the beginning that I absolutely love. I just love it. I think it's fantastic. Great song choice with TNT. The Flames have had so many great goal songs, and every time they announce that they're going to change it, I always kind of get a little nervous. I'm like, why? You guys have a great one. Whether it was Shot Down in Flames by AC/DC, the Barbra Streisand song, fantastic. The Monster Truck one that they recently had, I think 2 years ago now at this point, they had that one for quite a while. All really, really great. TNT by AC/DC as well is another fantastic choice. Great horn, great song, near perfect. Alright, Carolina, see what you got. North Carolina. The song that they use, I think it's by Pablo Petey or Petey Pablo something. I'm not too familiar. Sorry, I don't want to make anyone too upset. They had a vote a few years ago where the fans could vote the song. One of the choice was the Brass Bonanza, a little bit different of a remix, which I really liked. I even voted for that one. I went through all the options and I saw this one. I didn't like it. I'm not a big rap guy. There's some rap songs that I really like and a lot of rap artists that I actually do quite like. This was not one of them. It took me a little while to get used to it, but it fits perfectly with the new, young, exciting team that's in Carolina with Aho and Svechnikov. It just fits, and I love it. I love this song now. I've gone and gotten this song by itself without the goal horn. It's a great song. Represents North Carolina really well. So, again, really, really fantastic. I love the horn. They had that, obviously, I think they actually had that horn in Hartford. And it's carried over, obviously, a few different songs. The Blur 2, the Blur Song 2, that was a song for a long time. I believe they've used the Rock and Roll Part 2 song. Again, not many teams will ever use that ever again. But yeah, this one I think works really well, and I love it. So, Carolina, great. One thing before I forget that I really like about the Carolina one is also that the fact that they have the Ric Flair woo in there at the beginning. Subtle touch. I really like it. They've had that for a long time in there. 16-time world champ, baby. Alright, you guys ready for this? I know Vancouver fans probably are not, but let's do it. Don't need to listen to them any longer than that. I'm kind of torn on this one. On one hand, I love the horn. Again, kind of like Buffalo, it hasn't really changed since the 90s. Again, I know it's gone through slight variations here and there, but for the most part, it's identical. I remember watching highlights of Denny Savard scoring and having that horn go off in, was it 92 run that they were in against Pittsburgh? Doesn't matter. Fantastic. At one point, they used organ music instead of the Chelsea Dagger song. I think they used Rock You Like a Hurricane in 2007, the rookie year of Jonathan Toews. And I think from 2008, 2009, somewhere in that area, they went to Chelsea Dagger, and it's stuck around ever since pretty much. And I don't think they're going to get rid of it, at least not until Toews and Kane are gone. That'll kind of be their era, their song. Then maybe the next era, they'll bring in a new one at that point. But for right now, I don't think they should change it. I do like it. I can definitely see why hockey fans of other teams don't like it. It's very obnoxious. I think that was kind of the point. They wanted to drive the other teams kind of crazy because they were scoring a lot. And it definitely has worked. So Chicago, I can't say anything really bad about it. The horn itself is magical. It's fantastic. Again, I'm probably not going to have a lot of negative things to say about many of these. I do like them. I like how they're all unique. If they were all the same, it would be really kind of boring. But we'll go on to the Avalanche now. Alright, up next, again, this is going to be, I think, one of my favorites. But let's give it a listen. Colorado, a couple things here. I love that they kept the air raid siren in the background. Before the actual horn came out, they just used the air raid siren. Them and Pittsburgh, probably a few other teams, but Pittsburgh and the Avalanche are two of the teams that really kind of come to my mind with the air raid siren. So I love that that's in the background. I absolutely love the song Chase the Sun or Chasing the Sun or whatever it's called. It's really, really good. I liked it before it became the Avalanche song. Definitely a better improvement from the Whip, the song The Whip. I think Columbus still uses that song. I didn't like that for a goal horn song. I know Toronto used it. I think Detroit used it. They used it, the Avalanche. Probably a few other ones. I don't like that song. The horn itself is really, really good as well. Somewhat similar to someone else, but Colorado had it first. So, yeah, it's really, really great. Nothing bad to say about it at all. Speaking of Columbus, moving on to them next. Alright, sorry if you can hear a hockey game or some noise going on up there. I'm watching the replay of the Hurricanes-Bruins game. Didn't go very well for me. But I'm just waiting for the next game on, so I leave the sound on so I can try to hear it when the next one starts. So if that's what you can kind of hear, I apologize. But let's get to the Columbus Blue Jackets horn. That song. I don't like that song. I'm pretty sure Columbus is the only team that uses it now at this point, which is okay. I'm glad that one team uses it. Definitely wouldn't want to see multiple teams using it like they did 5-6 years ago. The horn is really good. The horn is definitely different. Starting like maybe 3 or 4 years ago, it changed not a huge amount, but just enough to notice it for someone who kind of loves goal horns like I do. So the horn is different. The cannon, fantastic. So they got two things there that I really like. The song, don't care for. So there is that. Alright, Dallas, fantastic horn. It's loud, it is just in your face. I have no complaints about the horn whatsoever. Again, kind of like in the category of the Chicago and Buffalo one, it's been around for a really long time. Watching the old Stars in the 90s, that was there. Different song choice, I really like it. Definitely, I don't want to say it's an upgrade over the Rock and Roll Part 2, you know, the Hey song that every team pretty much used. Definitely better than the Whip song that Columbus used. That was a terrible choice when the Stars had that. Pantera, the fight song for the Stars, you can't get much better than that. It's just hard, heavy hitting. Yeah, don't really have any negative to say about it. If they can't use the Rock and Roll Part 2 song, like I would probably want them to still use, this is a fantastic choice. So really, really, really great. All right. Alright, so Detroit. Kind of on the fence with this one. I was going to go into this giving it a really bad review and say this is one of the worst ones. I didn't like it at the Joe. It's definitely a different sounding horn than was at the Joe Louis Arena. I don't know how I feel about that. I kind of wish it would have been more similar. I mean, it's obviously similar, but it's quite different. If you want, go look up, older 2015 Detroit goal horns or something. There is a difference in the horn. The song, they use a lot of different songs. They use, that Hey Hey Hockey Town song. They've used Kiss. They've used the Rock and Roll Part 2 song. They've used a lot of songs. Party Till We Die, I actually really like that song. I think it really works. The building, unfortunately, is kind of empty, so it's not much of a party, really, but I would rather see a different song, but for what it is, it's not too bad. All right, Edmonton, you're up. Alright, Edmonton, no secret here. I think it's one of the worst in the NHL. Great song choice. Hell Yeah by Rev Theory. Fantastic. I liked when Winnipeg used that. The horn, I did not like the original horn that you guys had even at Rexall Place. I thought that one was terrible. And somehow you guys made it worse when you went to the new building. I think it's... I don't have anything good to say about the horn. I thought the one at Rexall Place... I already said this, but I think it was better, but it was still crap. This one is just even crappier than that crap. So, again, I don't want them to change it. I like that they're all kind of unique and different to their own city or whatever. So don't change it, Edmonton, but I don't like it. Sorry, it's just how I feel. Moving on, Florida Panthers. All right, Florida. Really great. I love the goal horn itself. Really similar to what the Atlanta Thrashers used to have. Like, really, really similar. It's changed a little bit since Atlanta left. Maybe they kind of took that a little bit more because the old one... Let's see if I have it here. Yeah, the old one's a little bit a different one. Compared to... Yeah, this one's definitely more Atlanta Thrasher-like. Both good. I love the Atlanta Thrashers one. I don't like the song that the Panthers use, though. The Jimmy Eats World or whatever it is. I don't think that's a good goal song. I much preferred the Out of Our Head, or Out of My Head, by that Boston Irish rock band. I can't remember. Dropkick Murphys. Thought that was a really good one. I really liked when they used Zombie Nation. This one, though, nah, not for me. I'm sure you could come up with a little bit better of a goal song. So, Florida, figure your goal song shit out, and you're on the right path. LA, let's see what you got. Alright, LA. LA. Oh my gosh. Where to begin? Fantastic horn. I really like the goal horn that they had in the early 2000s. Quite different from this, and I've not been able to find it anywhere except in old highlights. But this one, amazing. Goal song. I love that they actually brought back you can just kind of in the background hear the Randy Newman I Love LA bit. They used to use that pretty much just as a goal song. Then they had this song written for them, made for them, which is unreal. It matches their intro song really well, and I really like both of them. I have zero bad things to say about the LA one. Unbelievable how good it is. Now they just need a jersey to kind of match how wicked awesome their goal horn is. But up next, moving on to the last one in this first part of the video, Minnesota Wild. Minnesota. Theirs has pretty much not changed. Honestly, I don't know if it's ever changed, really. I'm sure kind of the editing of the song maybe has changed. Maybe small little tweaks here and there on the goal horn. But for the most part, this has been the same way ever since I can remember. I can picture Brian Rolston ripping a slap shot on Roberto Luongo. I can picture Marian Gaborik scoring 5 goals against the Rangers in this jersey. Up till now with Kevin Fiala sniping all the time. Man, don't ever change it, Minnesota. Unbelievably great. How I just love it. So keep up the great work, Minnie. Alright, so that pretty much does it for this first part of the video. Like I said, we'll do it another part. I'm going to do it right away. I'll keep going how I am right now. But for the sake of not making a 2-hour-long video, I'll cut it and cut it here, and yeah, we'll talk to you guys again soon. So in the next video, we will continue with this, and we'll rank them as well. So stay tuned for the ranking part, because I think this is going to be a little bit more challenging than I thought, especially where I'm liking a lot of these. So we'll continue off with Montreal Canadiens next time. So we'll see you guys then. If you guys want, you can check me out on the old Instagram, maybe Twitter as well. Definitely don't have to, but if you want to, that'd be greatly appreciated. And I will see you guys again really soon. Take care. Bye. Or I guess I should say, see you in a bit.